12 minutes past 7 o'clock right now. Welcome back to Iowa Live. And we have a talker with us here this morning, Jackie.
Well, yeah, I can't keep Julia to stay quiet always.
I'm talking about Julia's guest.
Oh, okay.
Julia's guest was talking up a storm during commercials. Julia Bingham here from the Blank Park Zoo. It's time to discover some great things happening around Iowa, and always something going on at the Blank Park Zoo.
Always something.
But who did you bring along with you? Chatty who?
This is Olaf. He's
Olaf.
a guinea pig. Part of the reason they're called guinea pigs is because they get really chatty and they squeal. They kind of sound like pigs when they get very, very excited. So hopefully he'll start
Kinda like a little-
chatting.
Here, I'm gonna boom my microphone over here. I want you to hear what he sounds like. Here, hang on a second. Are you gonna talk? Okay, you keep on talking.
Camera shy.
Okay.
Yeah, he also makes like a little bit of a purring and vibrating noise when he's excited. Depending on just the level of excitement, he gets louder and louder. So maybe towards the end we'll start hearing.
I was gonna say,
some
when you've been
squealing.
petting him, he makes
Yeah.
happy little noises. It's kind of like a mix of a cat and then, like you said, just like a little mini
Little squeal.
little squeal like a pig. And these are some of the
they'll be
wild
okay.
animals that maybe you don't always think about when you think the Blank Park Zoo.
Yeah, most people are pretty surprised when they realize we have a lot of domesticated animals
And
in
why
our
is that?
ambassador animal department. So we really like teaching about responsible pet ownership, and there are some really cute domestics out there, but they can be a little trickier to take care of and to have in your home. And so Olaf and the rest of our guinea pigs are actually all rescues from ARL. So they're a tricky animal to have in your home. Sometimes that squealing all night in the middle of the night isn't your favorite thing to hear. So they do kind of get brought back into the ARL every once in a while.
There's some maintenance involved and care. It's one thing to see something adorable and fuzzy and you're like, oh, I want this in my life. It's a matter of doing your research and knowing what's involved there, as you've taught us with birds and things like that as well. So I love that opportunity of education through the zoo of some animals that we might also see in our own home. Which goes along with some opportunities of continued education at the zoo as well. And that's in the form of camps.
Yes, our member registration is open right now for spring and summer camp.
Okay.
Which
booking?
are so much fun. I started at the zoo as a camp counselor.
Okay.
So,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's a lot of fun hanging out with kids all day, going around the zoo, doing tons of activities, teaching them about animals and nature and things like that.
Oh, that looks so fun. And these fill up really
Very
quick,
fast.
yes. So if you're wondering why we're talking about it at the beginning of January, there's a reason, because we want you to get involved, but you want to act now instead of later.
Right now.
Okay, so we have different kinds of events that are happening. So that's a look at Summer Safari. So think of some warmer temperatures and a great time at the zoo. Sign up for that. Let's talk about some other events that are coming up around the corner.
Okay, yeah, because you have some coming up this weekend.
We do. So this Saturday is our member trivia. So that's a 21 and over event. And a slightly tricky thing about this is only one person from your team has to be a member. So the whole team doesn't have to be members to participate.
I like
as
that.
As long as one person is a member, you'll be able to get those tickets. And those are available online. There'll be a bar and snacks and then trivia.
Some fun trivia.
Learn a little something and have a little fun at the same time.
I like that.
All right, so what else is going on? That was what was happening this weekend. What else is coming up on the weekends? Let's put it that way.
We also have Breakfast with a Zookeeper coming up. So that will be on the 18th. And that is available to come, eat some breakfast, talk with zookeepers about what we do all day, every day.
Yeah, and find out what the animals eat for breakfast.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
What are some fun things we could learn when we hear kind of what a life day looks like for a zookeeper?
Well, every day is different. That's what we like to tell people.
That's how you start.
There's no average day in
Yeah.
the zookeeping field, but we do make our animals breakfast, clean up after them, do a lot of training and things like that.
A lot more work than people realize.
A lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, something else that we look forward to about this time of year is the speaker series at the zoo always
yes.
puts together. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what's coming up?
So we just announced those the other day. Our speaker series, we're going to be talking about climate, condors, and conservation canines. So some new topics for us.
Okay.
And those will be starting February 6th. Then there's March 5th and April 2nd as well.
So not that far away.
No, coming up very fast.
Less than a month away for that first one, February 6th. So get your tickets for that now. And I know you have some great deals if you buy it as a package, or you can do individually as well. But an amazing opportunity, and truly some of the best speakers you will ever here and really hitting home right now when you're thinking climate talk with
Yes.
everything that's
Very important.
Yes, very important.
Conservation canines. That's an interesting topic. I haven't heard that before.
So there's a lot of dog training to help with different conservation programs. So kind of looking into
Really?
that field.
Okay, so again, it'd be fascinating, and the speakers are so great, and then
Right.
we always try to get them in here too, so we can chat with them and learn a little bit more about them at the same time too.
All right, so great opportunities to get involved with the Blank Park Zoo. You might say, what am I going to do? It's January 8th. There's lots to do and lots to sign up for. And a big part of that, and a lot of the perks that go along with it, is being a member at the zoo.
Yes, we have special events just for members. We have extra things that are available to them. So it pays off very quickly if you get that membership. And it can be a good gift throughout the year as
Yeah,
well.
remember, if you do get a membership to the Blank Park Zoo here in Des Moines and you plan on traveling over the next year or so, you have an association with a bunch of different zoos around the country too, so
do.
you get a break on getting into those facilities
Right,
too.
yeah, we have reciprocity with other AZA facilities, so kind of get a discount when you're on vacation somewhere else. Going
Which is always cool to see
another
somebody else's zoo.
Right,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
And it makes you proud of the one we have here
No
locally
question about
as
that.
well. Okay, so if you need more details on any of the great things that we've been talking about today, camps or memberships or getting involved in some of the great events, one happening this weekend with member 21 Plus Trivia, you can do that by simply heading to
BlankParkZoo.com.
boom, there you go. Everything is on the website. And if, for educational purposes, if people want to learn more about the domesticated animals you have or how you guys go out and teach others about things like this, is that the same place you want to go?
Yeah, so there's a whole education tab on our main webpage, and it has a list of all the different types of programs we do.
All right,
Perfect.
excellent. Good job, Olaf. Hope you had a good time
You
here,
did a
buddy.
good job, Olaf.
You didn't run off the table
He's
yet.
just looking for some snow.
There you have it. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We will be